everyone. A very happy Women's Day to everybody. And I hope everybody is safe everywhere because of Corona. And I hope everybody enjoys this day with this particular presentation, which I bring across. That is how to get into cybersecurity, because cybersecurity has become such a buzzword these days that everybody is talking about security. What is cybersecurity? How can we get into it? And what all does it includes? How is one eligible to be part of it? And etc. etc. So here we'll talk about what is cybersecurity, why do we need it, how can we get into that particular domain and excel, as it is the need of today. So, a brief introduction about myself. I am Saman Fatima. I work as a DevOps engineer at Macquarie Bank on the Gartner's tool that is SailPoint. I've been into this particular domain for about 4 years now. I started up with this domain, so my total experience is around 4 years. Apart from that, I am part of a lot of other communities. I am the co-chapter lead at InfoSec Girls, and also a latest add-on to a leadership skill to my domain is a part of Leading Circle, that is breaking barriers of women in cybersecurity. Also, I am at the committee member of OWASP VIA, that is Women in AppSec, and also I am member of Cyber Preserve, VSIS India chapter, and as well as volunteering at CyberXR Coalition. So that was a brief introduction about myself, and now we'll head into the presentation. So here we talk about cybersecurity. You must have heard about this term, or you must have read about this term, or you know, one-to-one things you've come up through your colleagues or through your friends or on LinkedIn or any other social media platform, but you still have a notion what is this particular term, how are individuals binded to this particular domain, how can we actually pitch in to be part of this domain, what goes around this, what are the advantages, disadvantages, what one performs here in this domains are some of the very frequently asked questions one individual comes across when he or she is not at all part of this particular domain. So we'll dive into this domain. So what is cybersecurity? As the two terms involve cyber and security, that means it's actually, protecting you from something. It's, securing your data or yourself or anything from anything or anywhere. So the definition in a technical term goes in: cybersecurity is the practice of defending computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, networks, and data from malicious attacks. Whatever data you have it on your particular computers or particular server, this actually you want others to actually do not access it, and you want to save your personal data and do not want it to be showcased to anybody else or anywhere publicly. Next is, why are we actually so considerate about this particular domain? Why are we pulling many people under this domain? And this has become a very hype word in the society. That is why. Because as already discussed in the what, why covers the what area, that is the PI data, your personal information, your health information, your credit card information, your anything, industry information, government related information, which is actually up for theft or damage, which could be misused by anybody, is somewhere down the line you want to protect it, and that is why you bring into this domain into picture, that is you are securing that data. So we've heard about hackers, we've heard about criminals, we've heard about a lot of these terms, that goes into lawsuit and a lot of data is compromised. So we do not want that to happen, and we want our data to be safe to ourselves. So it actually compasses everything that we need to protect. Last is how security actually helps us, like how. So it is if we just talk about business firms, a big organization, which has a lot of client data to handle, to a lot of red data, identity data which it handles. And one would not want that these many red data or very uh, you know data which cannot be compromised should go out to people who can actually misuse it. So here comes the picture that business actually has to, take care of all these things, because if they lose these data, they can go into a lot of, lawsuits, and, it actually takes down their image, respect, and a lot of money as well. So cybersecurity reduces the risk of losing everything if a business fail or a hacker takes their system hostage. It's more or less like, kidnapping anybody and then charging. So it's like they're kidnapping your personal data, and then in the sense that if you want that data back to yourself so that it's safe with you, you have to pay something. So you've had heard a lot of news about ransomware attacks. A lot of ransom is asked if certain data of yours is actually leaked to somebody who should not have access to. So this is where a business actually handles their data, that it should not be leaked. So here we cover the what, why, how of cybersecurity, which actually gives you a good gist. And this is only the backbone of cybersecurity, and from where the other domains comes into picture. So moving ahead, we've heard a lot of news like, cyber news, ransomware attacks, cyber crimes, and, WannaCry ransomware. Your account is hacked, your passwords are weak, and your website is not, up to the mark. The data can be actually fetched from there. Or you have if your data is there in your system, are you actually, sure that your particular data is safe there? So if all these comes into picture, the breaches, the security failure, how can you actually protect yourself, your data, from actually it going out to others who should not at all have access to these data? So these are some of the news which you've heard coming down, and every day, since, technology advances every day, so does the hackers and everybody, and they have to become more and more, competent to actually get hold of these kinds of data. So here comes the picture of cybersecurity, and you should actually understand that the digital world in which we live, in which we do business, in which we do all kinds of transactions digitally and everything, is actually vulnerable. You actually have to understand this fact of vulnerability, that there is a scope of a lot of vulnerability. You could be attacked anywhere and at any time. It's of, if for example we just take a very small example of you shopping at a platform, and you're actually putting down, saving your credit card details over there, you never know who can actually have access to your account and actually fetch up all your data from there, and you could be left with nothing. So vulnerability is everywhere. It's just you have to understand and be safe and play wise along with it, and for which you have to understand this domain, so that at a very personal level you can actually protect yourself. So the digital world in which we do business is vulnerable. That's one thing, and it's open to attacks. It's really, really open to attacks. We're at a very weak stage where we're actually opening our every gate, and we're letting attackers inside it and actually attack it. And you've also heard that, we have an ocean of knowledge, that is internet. It's internet from where we could get anything and everything, from, a safety pin to a big, deal to crack on, or anything, or any data related to it. You get it on internet. Internet is that open, is that a vast ocean for you. But on the other hand, internet is a jungle as well. Jungle is the term I refer it to, as that it has a lot of data to give you, to actually, help you a lot, but still in turn it takes a lot from you as well. Be it allowing the ad blockers, be it giving your location details, or giving your personal level details. If that pop-ups arise, you do not know where you get vulnerable, or where your system gets vulnerable, or somebody enters your system and you're, boom, you're done, everything is gone. So that is somewhere down the line, you have to understand this basic concept, that the system is vulnerable and we are open to attacks. We have to keep this notion in our mind, that yes, we are, and for which we have to learn. We have to learn from all these things so that it does not happen to us. So we've usually heard about the word of food cycle. We've usually heard the term vicious cycle. But here we'll study about the virtuous cycle. Virtuous cycle, which actually helps us. which actually will groom us and make us understand that there are things that we have to take care of in the future, which will help our present as well as our future. So this vicious, sorry, not vicious cycle, it's the virtuous cycle. So virtuous cycle starts from know. You have to know, you have to understand what is actually the importance, where actually you want to learn and grow and what needs to done. So you have to know that particular area. Then when you're set up with that particular area, you have to learn about it. Like for example, I am in the identity and access management area. I will first know what is it, what does it holds of, and you know the basic knowledge. Then I'll learn about it. How can we get into it, how much data is there, how can we protect our data, how is identity compromised and stuff. I will learn it. Once I learn, I will connect. I will network with people. I will network with the like minded people of that particular area, and I would understand their viewpoints. Be it, they're doing things differently or on a different platform. So I'll understand, I will connect. Then I will learn again, because with this particular field, learning is the constant area. You have to keep learning because technology advances every second. There are attacks happening every minute. You do not know when what can happen to you. So learning is something very, very important. So once you network with people, once you understand what else needs to be, done by your end, you will learn more about it. And when all your learning goes into picture, you will finally implement it. Implementation can be of any way. You are implementing and testing for your own self, or you are going out and spreading across different communities, you're spreading across different individuals, and you're letting them know that I learned this XYZ terms, and then I have connected with a lot of people. I groomed myself, I learned more. I went from the beginner to the intermediate to the advanced level. I have gone through a lot of free articles on the internet, and then I am coming down to this platform, and I feel a little confident that I could give it forward to the community. So I will implement it likewise. So this circle just goes on. This cycle is, this should never actually stop, which is my personal opinion that it should never stop. Once you're done with particular one area, go back to the next topic, then learn it, then implement it, then learn it, then implement it. And likewise, you're just learning, because the cybersecurity is a very vast field, has a lot of domains which one should learn. If you're learning something about mobile, go then to the networks, then to the applications, then others, then others, then others. Then in this way, you're actually expanding your horizon, and you're just giving it forward as well. So this is basically the virtuous cycle. Next important things which can make you more inclusive into the cybersecurity domain are the two important areas, that is conferences and communities. These are very, very important. Be it you're a fresher or you're an experienced individual, connect with everybody. These two things are really, really important for you to actually take into picture. Attending conferences actually is a benchmark for you. Actually should be an aim for everybody. It should be in their bucket list that I have to attend this particular conference this year. I have to attend this particular conference. At least one conference I have to attend for this particular year. So that is one of the goal you should have. So what happens in conferences, you have one-to-one meetings, there are workshops, there are discussions on a recent topic, or you learn from it. There is a lot of learning opportunities. You sit down, learn about a particular topic, then go back home, study about it. With the corona period, we've done a lot of virtual conferences, like of Black Hat we've done. Others also have gone virtual. So I've done a lot of virtual conferences, and people take a lot from those conferences. If you are a fresher, if you've just stepped into the domain, no issues. You can go ahead. They give you free passes. You can actually attend few days sessions, and you can see a lot of articles, a lot of subjects where you can study about it. from very eminent experts or speakers, and that's give you a great opportunity to actually decide for yourself. If you're a fresher, you get to decide, like, I want to continue with this particular domain ahead and I want to know more about it. So that's up to you. So it gives you learning opportunities, you get to learn. Third and the fourth very important part is networking. You get to meet a lot of people, and that is one important thing which you have to take into picture, because once you come out, you meet new people, you meet a lot of people with a like mindedness, you actually feel confident. You know, yes, there are people who are, into this field and they are learning, and they're pushing themselves every day. So networking is one thing where you have networking skills. You have to brush up on your networking skills and meet new people to learn more. And the last is your interpersonal skills. Apart from your tech area, the non-tech also grooms itself when you invest time in these conferences. You can actually work on your communication skills, or one day you come down to a conference and present. So it's brushing up your interpersonal skills. So I have actually attached few conferences, like we have the conferences by SANS, we have it from Black Hat, we have it of B-Sides as well. B-Sides has it in Goa, Delhi, everywhere, across the world, everywhere. B-Sides have it. And Black Hat would be in Europe, USA, Asia. We have different Black Hat conferences around the year. We have it. Then we have the RSA conferences, which happens mid-year. Then we have DEF CON conferences. So these are some prominent conferences. But these are just not to it. There are a lot of other conferences as well. So one could actually, keep a track of them, and, at, either attend it or be a speaker there. So that's like a, full on package for you people for the conferences, and which will actually give you a push towards this particular community. Then next is communities. Communities play a very important role. And if you're not part of any, you're not going into any, you are not taking any classes, or you're not attending anything, but you are part of any community which is actually up for cybersecurity. So from where what you learn is you learn how one community works, be it the tech part, be it the non-tech part. You understand everything. What is actually the strategies of that particular community? How are they taking forward different cybersecurity topics? They bring up eminent speakers to actually speak on different topics. You learn from them. Then you go back, study more about it. You also learn leadership skills, because you come down to different communities and speak about different topics which you are competent on. You learn from the experts, and then this is a cycle where you learn and then you pay it forward. You learn and then you get back to a community, present yourself, present those ideas, so that the people who are not actually aware, they can actually grab a lot from you, rather than paying on for something. You can actually be part of communities and you can learn from them. So there are a lot of communities which have done a huge contribution to cybersecurity. They have brought a lot of people together, be it people who are incompetent, or be it people who do not get the chance to be part of this. There are a lot of communities who have actually brushed and helped people. Few of them are like, we have the XR community, the coalition for mixed reality. Then we have Cyber Preserve, who brings down a lot of individuals, making them learn about the basics and fundamentals of cybersecurity. Then we have InfoSec Girls and VCs, that is Women in Cybersecurity. Both of them are women centric. They want to push women into cybersecurity and bring them up to a field where they could actually come up and speak about topics and feel more confident. And then last, we have Lean In Circle. Lean-in circles are, on the basis of topics, you can actually create circles and, moderate them and take it forward with a set of people who would be part of that circle, and etc. There are a lot of other communities which also prevail. And these are just few examples of the communities which one could be part of. And these two things actually will give you a push towards your if you have that enthusiasm under you for cybersecurity, this actually can push you. See, if you do not know anything about this domain, that's fine. That's nothing of a bad thing which has to happen. The only thing which we want is the urge to try. You want to try, you want to get here, you want to learn new things. So you'll have to push yourself somewhere down the line. If you're part of one community, learning anything, that gives you a really good level of confidence, which can help you and bring you back to this field at a very higher level. And I have seen people, there are preconceived notions that we need a cybersecurity degree. We need something, for us to be part of this for this particular domain. No, no, that's not at all required. I have done my bachelor's, and it's not in cybersecurity. So, but still, I have that enthusiasm. I love to learn about different topics here of cybersecurity, and I push myself likewise by being part of different conferences, by being part of communities, and learning from experts there. So that actually gives me a push. Yes, I can be part of other areas as well, apart from the one I am trained in. Others also I can be part of. So that's a preconceived notion. And other than that, we have certifications. If you want, you can have it, if you want to have one certification. But no, if you do not have any level of certifications for cybersecurity, that's still fine. There is a lot of free data which you can actually make use of, study, and come up, learn. The main goal here is of learning. Be more inclusive of what you're doing. Learn from free materials, set up those tools in your system, and do those hacks and vulnerabilities and pen testing and anything. And then you can actually approach others, come out, speak about it. So this will give you a next level confidence of what you've actually implemented. So conferences and communities, please, please, please go and register everywhere, be part, so that you feel more inclusive into this particular domain. Next, talking about the different fields of cybersecurity, we have a plethora of options which you can choose from. Choosing can go off like you try with one level, one field. If you do not like it, like, no, no, I'm not meant for this, it's fine. Switch to another field, learn about it, use the internet, use the free material, go back to communities, attend conferences, listen to experts, listen to podcasts, and then decide for yourself which particular field you want to go ahead with, which will actually help you in the long run, and also you feel interested in taking up that particular field. So few of the options is like you want to go into cloud, or you would want to go into intrusion and detection, or you want to go into wireless security, you want to study more about the wireless securities, or you want to go for data protection or data encryption or botnets or anything. That's something up to you for you to explore, because this is one area where you have to just learn, explore, and give it forward. These are the three things which I can actually say: learn, explore about it, and then give it forward, learn. That is the only key which I can tell you about this particular cybersecurity. And last, we come down to the cybersecurity tips which one should actually take care of. These are some very basic tips which one should actually be aware of. The first one is you have to start with your basic, work on it, and so that you learn more and more about it. Then you should be aware of what are the ways to combat when you are stuck, when you find yourself in the middle of something not correct, or you feel that yes, you're trapped. So you should know basic ways how you can combat yourself, what would be the some steps which can actually let your data be safe. Then you have to develop a culture. Like for example, you're in your organization, and in your team nobody is aware of cybersecurity. So what you can do is you can develop a culture, you can let others know about it, what you're doing back at the community work when you're off that office cycle. Then you can actually tell them, yeah, these things are there, we can study about these things, and in ways we can also incorporate in our projects as well, so that we are also safe about the data we are having here. So this will actually make you confident, and others will also be pulled into this domain, and they can also learn from it. So developing a culture is very important around your circle. Then you should know basic strategies of safety and privacy, like how can you be safe and how can you make your data more private and it's not more on the public end. So you should know it that you have to save your data. You do not have to leave your cash details everywhere, or your card details which should be saved everywhere. No, try to start with the basics. Stop saving all these details, and at least you are at level 1 of saving your uh, data, your personal data. And the last is, at times you see a lot of vulnerable systems, so you'll have to try to make your system more resilient to take up if actually there comes a new application which you install. And you should know the combat, how you can actually make it more resilient, that it should not throw you any error or attack, or can steal up your data. So what we say is, always we should update our softwares, and we should actually see what prompts come onto our screen. And before saying yes to anything, just read it once, so that you stay safe there. So these are the few tips which one should take care of. These are very basic, very A level tips, so this needs to be taken care of. So at last, I hope I have given a good message to everybody, that one should actually be more inclusive into this particular field, because this has become really, really a important part and parcel of our life, that we be part of cybersecurity. We learn about it. We learn the pros and cons of this particular field, so that we stay safe at our end, and we actually, spread it across the world. So if one has to enter into this field, there are a few steps which I have given that has helped me personally a lot, because I started up being part of these communities 4 years back. And now I feel it's really one thing that I've grabbed is, I've got good mentors, I've got good people around me, and I learn from them a lot, and I then give it forward whatever I learn. So this is what is needed. So I hope everybody uh, would actually adhere to what I said, and would take in picture this particular field. If you have any questions, you can actually find me at Twitter, LinkedIn, and either you can email me. So these are my details. And at last, thank you everybody. And something which I want to quote it at last to end my this session is that a lot of attacks we see around this world happening every day. And the only thing which could actually solve this problem is, we require both the right technology. We use the right technology, obviously, and we have the right public policy, that we also make people aware. So I take this opportunity to actually make people aware that if you want to use the technology in a right way, you want your uh, everybody around you should know about it actually, and they should be more aware of what is happening, so that they could actually take actions in those ways. So we want both the right technology and the right public policy, so that we could actually come out, our data is safe and everything is green and nothing red and nothing going out. So thank you so much. And again, stay safe, everyone.